In the heart of Jalisco, there's a story not told by mainstream labels or tourist brochures. This is the land of traditions, too strong to be tamed, spirits too proud to be branded by conformity. And at the center of it all stands a brand whose name is whispered with reverence. Meet Javier Jimenez. He and his father Don Javier are the keepers of legacy, the defiant craftsmen behind Caballito Cerrero, a tequila in all but name, a rebellion in every drop.
This is the oldest known and most complete archaeological site of where the indigenous people made vino mezcal, vino de indios, tequila, agave spirits. You can call it whatever you like. There are a lot of people said that there are other sites, but really they have never showed them. So for the UNESCO and for the INA, this is the oldest.
Going back to
1600.
Wow.
Maybe more. We are not sure about it. We dated with the documents that came from the Indian archives from Spain until back to 1600. Why? Because they were like inherit the place, they were like inherit the agave fields, and they inherit tavernas or old distilleries, and well, that's why we know more or less the age when they were working with this. This distillery was a communal site until late 1800s, when, if I'm not mistaken with the name, is Pedro Hernandez, the father of Maximilian Hernandez, decided to shut the place because in the end he owns the land and says, well, you're not going to use it anymore. In my opinion, probably to cut competition. That's my perspective. All of this ravine has in total of 5 old tavernas or old distilleries. This one is the oldest, and we have 4 more of them in newer or earlier stages, like 1800s. They have ovens, they have brick ovens, they have taona, and some of them have steam boilers. So they're like the evolution of the tequila industry, or the agave spirits, like I like to say today. It's in this place. They're like have like this argument between whether tequila or Amatitan is the birthplace. In my opinion, Amatitan is the birthplace, because tequila, they had trapiches, that means they make sugarcane alcohol. But it was like the administrative place where they pay the taxes. So that's, in my opinion, how they get the name. And I also like this place a lot because it, at least in my perspective and my opinion, is that it allows you to understand that tequila, mezcal, whatever you want to call it, it's an indigenous spirit. In my perspective, the Spaniard didn't came here and taught the indigenous how to do it. They might brought the steel, but these guys were already doing something really, really cool. This ravine has about 2,000 hectares, and we own about 250 hectares of agave. We have a 10-year cycle, more or less, and sometimes it goes to 11, 12. We use our own agave. What we don't use, we sell it to a third part. And right now we're like having this type system where I have my people that collaborate with us, and I say you have to take care of this field. We're gonna share. Well, I'm gonna take all the expenses of making it, and then we split the winnings, or I pay for him the agave. So it's like helping the community. There is a small ranch, a small community, about 100 people, about 5 minutes from here. Most of them are persons that collaborate with us, and well, they also have, some of them, their own agave land, but most of it's of the family.
And not everything's Blue Weber around here. Like, because don't you have some of your...
No, we have some Chateau.
Chateau, yeah.
We have some Chateau. The story of the Chateau, we bought a land a long time ago, and they had just planted Chateau. And well, the logical thing, if you're in the tequila industry, is to take out the Chateau, burn the field again, So, but we felt it was kind of very aggressive to do that. So we said, leave it there. We don't know what we're gonna do. We don't need the land. We don't need the agave right now. And in 2018, when we decided to become an agave spirits, it was like, man, it's sitting out there. Maybe it's the time for use it. Maybe we'll leave it there for a reason. And we decided to make the first production as an agave spirit with a chato, like returning to the 1960s nom. So that was kind of the whole idea with the chato. And today I am at the process of having a 10-12 year cycle with the chato field to have, you know, my own source of agave chato. I am the 15th generation of agave spirit producers. That's number 14, and we get to that number because of this site. And you have to imagine that there was a time that nobody cares if you were the second, third, fourth generation. It was a small group, 34, 36 distilleries, most of them related, and that was it. When the declaration of the UNESCO and the search for having that declaration from the tequila industry came, we had the visit of a friend that says, hey guys, you have old sites, you have, I know you have, Santa Rita is very old and you have some places, and we say, yeah, we do. He came, he visited them, he was part of the INA, and then he says, I'm going to bring the UNESCO, and the guy of the UNESCO was the guy that says, you have to, you know, like look what you have on the past. And that's when my uncle, who is very in deep history and things like that, he started with the research of that, and well, we found out to be the very, very old in this industry. We always been a brand that likes to do things the way they were thought. And somehow we feel that the tequila industry, it's the same way as the mezcal industry, is going like very, very forward to industrialization. Very, like, you know, having fast productions, having product very, very fast, 5-year-old agave. And well, we felt that the best thing not to enter to that game was to step aside. It's the simplest way. And fortunately, we have some things that play in favor with us, which is, first of all, we have a name. We have a brand that has a very, very strong name. But besides that, we have a great quality product, because it doesn't matter if you have a good name, if the product inside is crap. And the markets that are interested in having these types of product, we're very open-minded for that. If we made the decision of leaving the name tequila, I would say in 2010, it would be impossible for us to survive as a brand. But in 2018, when we decided to the US market or Europe, we're very open to receive. 2018. That's the year when we left when we made the first production as an agave spirit. The international markets were very open to having flavor rather than just a word tequila.
Yeah.
So that's one of the simplest reasons that we left the name tequila. We like to like return to the past. Like I said, 1950s, you can make tequila with a different type of agaves. We are not like inventing something new. We're just like going back to what really tradition's supposed to be.
Blue Weber.
Yeah, you have fields, and even in these fields, probably you're gonna find some of them that are not Blue Weber. It's very, very strange, but sometimes there are a different variety of Azul, because there are like 14 varieties of Azul. And for the CRT, that doesn't count as a Blue Weber agave. And the reason why it's Blue Weber agave, well, is because it has more sugar and it's faster to grow. So that's the only reason why it's Blue Weber. They sit on a table and say, yeah, let's put Blue Weber. That's it. You have the oven, you have the taona, you have the fermentation pits. We're going to talk about them when we are down there. And then you have the distillation area. The road where we came, they built that in 1950, and they destroyed a big part of this place during that time. As I said, nobody, well, maybe they knew what it was, but nobody cares about it. So they say, let's open a road, and they break apart. That's one of the problems with having these types of sites.
To think where we're standing, how much history and how much ground was laid for the future of agave spirits and tequila, like, it's a pretty special thing.
Oh yeah, and not even only for tequila or agave spirits industry, even for the city of Guadalajara. There are documentation that says that these type of places, these tabernas, they were producing a lot of, let's call it tequila, and they were selling it in a place in Guadalajara, and with the taxes of that place, they were like bringing water to Guadalajara. So if you get into this industry, you realize that the tequila brought a lot of development to Guadalajara, and it's very, very, very interesting to see that part. And we're sitting in a place that has 400 years old, and they only made this. And it creates the ignition to what tequila is on the world today. It's super strong. If you see, well, the type of stone here, and if you see some of the walls that are around here, you will see a lot of pieces of what taonas probably are. And they were like carving one when they were using the other. So for me, the taona is a system that they have been using for the past 400 years. And the distillation also, they were using a capacha system, which is kind of a steel made of barro and of clay. We're talking about the people that built the pyramids. Let's say, or know the calendar very, very long time before somebody else thought about it. When you understand what is this place, you start to enjoy it, to appreciate it.
Born from a family lineage that helped shape tequila's very foundation, the Jimenez name walked away from the official denomination to protect something greater: authenticity.
Today there are about 50 of them. There are about 3,000 liters capacity each one. They are carved in the floor stone of tepetate. Tepetate is a very regular type of stone here in this area. It's like a volcanic stone. It's very, very hard, and it does not have any type of filtration. So you have to imagine that they destroy probably another 50 when they open the road. And if you make the math, 3,000 liters each, or about 100 of them, they were like mass producing here. Probably a 30-40 day fermentation, but besides that, they were like working from sun to dust. A conception that when you became an agave spirits, that people tend to think that you are lawless, that you can do whatever you want. It's not that. There's something that the Mexican government is always going to take care of, and it's cigars and alcohol.
Yeah.
And why? Because they want their money. Alcohol has a lot of taxes everywhere, and you have to inform the Mexican IRS, the SAT, whether you're going to start production, whether you're going to bottle, when you're going to start it. They come and visit you. You have to give them all the bitácoras, you have to give them all the, then you have to send all the, made all the physical chemical analysis of the product. They have to be approved. They have to tell you that you are okay in order to sell the product and first get the tax stamp or send it outside of the country.
Nothing changes. It's the same
It's
thing.
the same thing, you just use a different method. What the CRT, the CRM, and the future Raicilla, Conceal, or Sonora, what they led you is they say, yes, you are playing with NOM, the regulation, and yes, you can call it tequila. What's the difference between one NOM or another? You have like the mother NOM, what it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's 192, I always forget that. And this NOM tells you how to do any product regarding alcohol or spirits in Mexico, how to do wine, how to do vodka, how to do whiskey, what physical chemical tests you have to do, how to do them, how to make it, with what plant, whatever. So the only difference is that inside that NOM it says subspecies that says if you are going to make tequila, you have to rule yourself by the NOM 006, or if you are going to do mezcal with the NOM blah blah blah. And if you go to the 006 NOM, it's pretty much a copy of this in what refers to agave spirits, and it just says you should be certified by the CRT. That's the main difference. Every product that is made in Mexico, anything, it has to go through a NOM, and those are the rules how to make that product in order to be able to sell it here or export it. The only things that you are allowed to play as an agave spirit, in difference with tequila, is the IBV. because the ABV, the one that rules it, is the country that is going to receive the product. That's what allowed us to send puntas or product at 60 ABV instead of 55. Mexican regulation is 35 to 55, whether it's an agave spirit, tequila, mezcal, any. Besides that, you cannot sell it. We have one crazy idea one of these days, cooking there and then finishing the product over there.
That'd be awesome.
We'll do that one day.
Absolutely.
This is not just a visit to a distillery. This is a journey back in time to feel the earth, hear the agave speak, and witness a legacy of resistance, of craftsmanship, and of pure, untamed spirit. This is Caballito Cerrero.
Okay, so we are now in Santa Rita Distillery. This is the place where we make Caballito Cerrero. Something very important I'd like to point out is the name, Caballito Cerrero. It means that it's a horse that doesn't need horseshoes. It's a wild horse, and it comes from the split that Alfonso Jimenez Rosales, my great-grandfather, had from Herradura due to a certain difference he had with his cousins and partners, David, Aurelio, and Tomas. And he decided to create, as I said, this brand that does not need any horseshoes. This is a wild and free horse traveling around this Rava and these mountains and being free.